Three, two, one, ghost. Hey, everybody. Welcome to 3, 2, 1 Ghost. I'm your host with the silent G, Kyle. And as always, because she'd never let me drink alone, my co host, Natalie. Hey, Natalie, how are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, everybody. We're taking it all the way back to the old world, 2019. If we had only known, where the only things we had to worry about were, you know, someone just, trying to invite children over to party.
Yeah,
Ugh.
perverted old ladies.
Now watching it, you're just like, oh my gosh, all the germs being spread. How well ventilated is that basement, you know?
Ooh, not at all.
Yeah. Hey everybody, we're talking about 2019's horror thriller Octavia Spencer vehicle, Blumhouse film, Ma.
Hmm.
Um I mean, off the bat, like obviously Octavia Spencer was going to be the main draw for this movie.
Oh yeah.
Because even in the trailers, I was like, okay, I get it. She plays unhinged pretty good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I would call this a thriller, not horror.
I mean, yes, it does. I think it starts to veer into a little more horror. It's more horror in the third act than it is in the others, but yeah, it's definitely more of a suspense situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But this movie is directed by Tate Taylor, who is a Octavia Spencer collaborator. He did The Help, and then he also did
Hmm.
what's the Get on Top? That's the one with what's his face? James Brown, the James Brown
Oh yeah.
film.
Hmm.
Um yeah, and then does this. Like it seemed like he was kind of primed for, especially after The Help, right? Because I think that got some Oscar attention. Like
Yeah.
doing like those types of movies, just kind of more Oscar baity kind of types, right?
Hmm.
Um, and he also, I guess, started as an actor, but I didn't really take too much time to look into. But I did see that he was in Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion and also Charmed.
Oh, I wonder what character he plays in Romeo and Michelle. I don't remember him.
Maybe not a big character, but he does look kind of familiar when you look at him. I'd be like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm sure I've probably somewhere in some wrinkle of my brain seen him pop up somewhere, right?
Yeah, probably.
And it would have been probably from one of those two things.
Hmm.
Also, from The Help, you've got Allison Janney in this movie in a very weird, very small scene or small
She's
part here.
okay, so I don't know if you know this, but I'm absolutely obsessed with her. I love her. Um,
She's like the answer. She's like the female answer, or maybe rather, I can flip it. It can be either way, but the answer to like J.K. Simmons. She's like got that same energy in a lot of roles,
yeah.
and where she just like directs someone and just like shuts them down very quickly. I mean, I love her. She's great in this. I mean, but like also I'm like,
But
she gets like nothing to
why?
do.
Like
Yeah.
why did they cast her for such a small role and you don't even see her die on screen? It's such an odd choice because for a couple moments I was like, wait, is that Allison Janney? I was like, what's she doing here? And then I was like, no, that's probably not her because why would they just cast her in this like nothing role? Maybe stuff got cut because this movie is already so long, but
Mm.
they should have done more with her.
But I would imagine it's some the friendship or connection to Tate Taylor, right? From The Help, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like 8 years
Mm-hmm.
later, maybe Tate calls and is like, Allison, I know that when we made that pact on that fateful night, yeah, you said I could only come to you with one favor. And here I am with the one favor 8 years later. I need you to play the shit out of this mean veterinarian. Not really even a mean veterinarian. Just speaking of The Help, I'm like, can she get any good fucking help in that
Yeah.
town at that vet office? Because if her only employee is Octavia Spencer, she's terrible.
Yeah, she is really bad. I honestly make a no cell phones rule for her. Like, clearly she's distracted. She's supposed to be like shaving animals, getting them ready for surgery, and she's like fucking around on Facebook. Get out of here.
I don't like
Mm-mm.
that. Yeah. You also got a couple other. You got Luke Evans in this movie who
Hmm.
plays just the kind of, you know, town creep old man quarterback situation. And then you got Juliette Lewis, who's always a pleasant surprise, right?
I love her so much. Another character that I feel like, or another actor, I should say, that's underutilized. I feel like we have some like actual like heavy hitters in the adults and we don't really use them.
Yeah, I think I would have wanted more of like yeah, I don't know. Juliette Lewis and Octavia Spencer really just fucking have it out, like big old fist fight
Yeah,
in the
or just even
flames.
an argument, something along that line. Like they only have that little cute fake interaction in the living room, which I do want to talk a little bit about. But like
Hmm.
it's it's a strange choice
And Scott Landis wrote this. I was looking through. This definitely is probably the most visible thing that he's done. Looks like he was co-writer on maybe some episodes of Workaholics.
hmm
Um, did some work for MTV. Looks like there's a couple movies that I haven't heard of. Dead Con, Misery Index, The Machine. But um, but singular writer. Always love that.
Yeah, I did think it was interesting that this is, and I say this intentionally because I don't think it's acknowledged enough, that this is like a black woman leading this film and it's her story, but it's a white man both directing and writing. And I think that that shows a lot in some of the issues that I have with the plot
Yeah.
and her
Yeah.
character
Yeah, because race is really, if I remember, only brought up like
at the
once
end
at the very end when she's
by Ma, not by
yeah.
any of the other characters. And like the 80s in a small town would have been a really great way. Like, and this is the funny thing, I always give Stephen King shit for bringing up race over and over again and like all the it stories, but this feels like if you're going to mention it at all, then you need to make it a running theme. Don't just kind of throw it in at the end really half-assed. This whole movie feels like there were scenes taken out from other parts and that the editing was pieced together in a way that kind of does the storytelling dirty.
Do we even know like what town this is or like what state they're in?
They don't say.
Okay. Not that it necessarily matters, but it's out of
Mhm.
curiosity. So, this movie, he did not win any awards. Um,
Not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, Octavia Spencer was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Actress that year, but it was kind of a tight race. So the winner was Jamie Lee Curtis for Halloween, the
Mm,
2018 one, which I don't know if she deserved, to be honest.
yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
especially because you have Lupita Nyong'o from Us and
Mm.
fucking Toni Collette from Hereditary.
Oh, either of them both easily deserved that over Jamie Lee Curtis. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, don't get me wrong, but those other two roles and actresses were way stronger in those films.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is doing her best. Like, no, this is what trauma in horror movies is now.
Yes.
This wig right here in this
That's
compound I've got.
when trauma turns into bad hair.
Yeah. So, I think this is both of our second time watching this, but we watched it together
Mhm.
in some movie night, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I didn't really remember much of this other than the only thing I remember, because I think it was also in the trailers, was, it's 5 o'clock somewhere
Yeah.
on the video call.
The the only thing I remembered, it like as I was watching it, obviously things were coming back to me, but the only thing that I remembered was that I was disappointed in this movie and I couldn't remember why other than there's not enough deaths. But this second watch, I was like, oh, there's not enough deaths. The deaths that do happen on screen are too short, and there's off-screen death, which is kind of, I don't know. I feel like they're just, it's rated R. And it doesn't feel like it's rated R until like maybe like certain little pieces, but I think they could have gone harder, especially considering there's so many dark themes in this movie. It's already dark. Just kill some teenagers. Like get into it. You
Yeah.
know? Like it you've got sexual assault in this movie. You've got
Yeah.
like light mention of racism. You've got complacency with sexual assault from like a whole fucking school of people. You've got dog violence. Like there's all kinds of things going on here, and I don't know, I feel like why not just push it a little further and make it a little creepier.
Yeah, it was like almost veering on like Cherry Falls vibes,
Yeah. Oh,
you
and
know?
child abuse you've got in here too, as well, with her
Oh,
daughter.
yes. And well, and I mean, ironing a child's fucking stomach.
Yeah, she sews up, like clothes that
So
girl's
much.
mouth. She does all these like fun things that are super dark, but nobody's dying. So, as I'm sure as we go through the plot, we can talk about our issues with that. But I think for me, I really wanted this movie to be way better than it is. And there's so many things that I actually really love about it because I think it goes hard in a lot of ways, but I wish it would have went a little bit harder and I wish the storytelling was just better.
Yeah, and I think probably most of the strengths I think I see in this movie are at least in some way tied to Octavia Spencer.
Oh, 100%. She's the fact that she has to wear those stupid scrubs and that striped sweater and that terrible wig this whole movie, she she's just so good. She's so good
Yeah.
at being weird and off-putting, and the fact that none of these kids are seeing her as a red flag even as teenagers is wild.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, kids are dumb, but
Not
th
that
th
dumb.
yeah. But we'll
Not
get
going into
into
a
it as a
basement. Yeah. We're
yeah.
getting ahead of ourselves.
So this the main character, her name's Maggie, moves in to this new town, or it's new for her, but it's her mom's hometown. Um, and mom, I guess, broke up with the dad. They are going back home, or maybe it costs less. I don't know, maybe some family, friends. Doesn't seem like it though.
She
But
said she said there didn't work out with the dad, got divorced. This is her hometown, so she's moving back there. So she gives some context later that she moved to California with like to get married. And then she was in San Diego. So we know that this place is cheaper than San Diego.
true.
So we know that for a fact. But I was like, oh, what a downgrade. That sucks.
Yeah. And then the mom gets a job at the local casino. And then
Hmm.
this is we mentioned Alice and Janney already. They're also like some maybe Alice and Janney, I don't know, she does her best, but like there's some like pretty fun, like quirky side characters that just don't
Hmm.
also get enough to do. And the first one that you're introduced here to is this bartender friend. I forget
Oh,
his name.
Stu. It's
Stu.
Stu. And like these characters also could have died on screen too. Like maybe she just gets them out of the way. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
wanted more theatrics. But I
Yeah.
love Stu.
Because this first part, like when he's talking, because this is the most he gets to say is in this first part, and I was like, man, he is really hamming it up for his sizzle reel, like, and just chewing up the scenery. And I was like, I want more of like, can Stu live in the house?
Yeah, could he like be like, "Hey, I need a place to stay. Can I rent a room, help you out?" Like
Yeah, I'll be your dad. I'm here. I'm Stu. Just your friend, just in a friendly way, you know.
yeah.
Um, and then let's see. So, Maggie goes to school. This is where we meet kind of the cool kids group, which is Haley and Andy and
Ugh.
Darrell
I'm like, yeah, Darrell and Chaz. I
and
forget their
Chaz.
names.
Fucking Chaz.
You could just mix up their names any which way and I wouldn't know the difference.
But hey, the cool kids wanting to be friends with her so quick. I was like, oh wow, geez, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
They were like, she's
Uh,
pretty and she doesn't wear glasses or have a ponytail, so she's in.
yeah, she's, clearly she is the sober, virginal, whatever, like clean cut, harmless one, right? Because of course immediately she's like, "Oh, there's someone in a wheelchair. Let me help her out." Don't
Yeah.
worry, she'll come back later.
Hmm.
And a very weird, wild twist in this movie. But and then they're just like, "Hey, so do you want to go hang out at the rock pile where we all drink all the time?" And then she's like, "Well, no, I've got a thing with my mom." And I'm like, I don't know, if I were a teenager, I'd be like, sorry, mom. I
She said
I
a
need to fucking
music
bail on
she
this.
said a music festival though. That sounds fun. I totally would like be like, "Hey, I'm going to hang out with my mom." And I was a teenager. I think like you know that having known me since then.
But then lo and behold, only for her to come home, the mom be like, "Oh yeah, something came up. I'm not doing that."
Literally that's happened to me as well.
Yeah. Aw.
I'm too cool to hang out with you because I have a date and so you're going to have to keep yourself busy.
Aw. Your mom is pretty cool. I would, yeah, I I get that. So again, listen, the mom can't even make it anyway. So she's like, "Hey, you know what? There's an opportunity for new friends. Let me hop in the back of your van." Um, the instant homophobia from this group is interesting. Where like the
What?
boys are, but they just like don't they just like point to Chaz and go like, "Yo, yeah, he's the gay one," and Chaz is like, "I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
gay.
And
Tell him
he's
I'm
not
not
gay and he's
gay."
actually not gay. So like it I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, that was weird.
it was very strange. So I don't know. Yeah, so what kids do, they fuck around. I liked Haley. She was like offering Maggie the vape and being like, "Oh, you can smoke as much as you want until you're 25 and your lungs will be fine."
I
And
love that.
because I told myself that probably for the longest time. And I did quit smoking when I was around 25.
Good job. There you
Thank
go. And
you.
you're fine.
I think so. I mean, I happen to just have a cold right now, but
No, that's that smoker's lung
I
coming
think it
back to you.
is, right? I'm like, see, okay, well, that validates it. Haley wouldn't lie to me, right?
Yeah. I actually really like the face that Maggie gives in response to her saying that nothing will happen if you quit smoking before you're 25. She kind of makes this face like there's no way that that's true.
I think it might be, but also I'm gonna say it, we don't have the research team, so I think I'll You know what? A lot of people in very powerful circles of the scientific community right now are saying a bunch of shit that isn't based on anything. So why can't I,
That's
as a
true.
podcast host, say, hey, you know what? Smoke them up until you're 25, then you gotta stop.
Since we're on the topic though, I will say I'm going to go ahead and say, and science does prove this. I don't have a source, but you can look into it. The vaping is worse than cigarettes. So maybe if they were smoking cigarettes till they were 25 versus vaping till they're 25, because research has been showing that the effects of vaping are faster than the effects of cigarettes. So you never know. And also, like
Mm,
everyone, like, but what, before we'll say 1990, I feel like everyone was smoking before the age of 25. And it seems like everybody died the way they were going to die anyway, for the most part. So,
yeah.
you know,
So
maybe,
come on.
maybe Haley's right.
Smoking is harmless from 3, 2, 1 ghost.
There you go.
Yeah. Um, the other thing that, I mean, I'm guilty of doing in my life before is they go park outside some liquor store and try to ask adults to buy them booze.
I've never done that.
You've never done that before?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I didn't
So,
drink when I didn't drink in high school.
so I didn't do it for booze, but I did for cigarettes.
Oh, okay, of
And though, because I was usually like, yeah, like I would ditch school, go to that AM PM across the street,
course.
you know. Now for booze though, I felt like by the time I was drinking, I had friends that were 21 or I had coworkers, and we would just go
Hmm.
after work, and I'd ask them to go in like the Winco and get me like a 18 pack of like Coors or
Yeah,
something. But hmm,
love that.
love that, right? Um, and then this is when we're introduced to Sue Ann, and oh Jesus, like for I don't know what. So I guess her situation, right? I guess it was because she saw Andy and was like, he's looking cute, and then saw the Hawkins security and
Hmm.
realized who Andy was. That was
Yeah,
it, right?
because she initially says no to Maggie
Yeah,
and then changes her mind when she sees the Hawkins security van.
right. And she's like,
Mhm.
okay, now I've got a plan in motion, just immediately.
Immediately, yeah, I wonder about that. Was this something that she had thought about before? Because she seems surprised, or like she'd never seen Andy before, but it seems like she's pretty good at Facebook stalking, and if she's holding on to this much, trauma and hatred towards these teens that she grew up with, you'd think she'd Facebook stalked them before and would know that he has a son.
Maybe. I always think it's funny when adults buy booze that kids want to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, if you're walking in there buying fucking Fireball and Goldschlager and
Yeah,
Jaeger, as like, I'm sorry, like as a 38-year-old man, I'm like,
gross.
they'd look at me and be like,
Really?
"Are you buying this for children outside?"
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I would think too.
so I just feel like that would be such a dead giveaway. So I'd be like, guys, we need to, sorry, all we're all just drinking scotch now, drinking
Okay,
scotch and Rainiers. Sorry, everybody.
would you ever buy alcohol for, don't say if you ever have because it's a crime, but would you, like, if some kid came up to you and was like, "Hey, would you buy me some beer?" and
I
give
feel
you
like
cash?
I feel like I can't safely answer that question either, though. Don't.
You know what I would do? I would say yes and take the money and then not buy them alcohol.
Yeah.
Is that mean? Is that worse? Like now you don't
No.
have money for alcohol at all for the next person that might do it for you.
And then you
Yeah.
just go treat yourself. I love that.
Yeah,
Go get
maybe I'll
go.
have a bottle of Fireball.
Oh, just go get yourself a Yoo-hoo.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah, Yoo-hoo's I like Yoo-hoo for a minute as a kid, but like something fucks me up when it's not, I need my chocolate drink to be dairy based. So
It's
when it's
like
like
watered
chocolate
down.
water,
Ugh.
or like even like the Swiss Miss, and I'm sure there's probably some like dehydrated dairy or something in there, maybe, but still,
Mm-hmm.
no, I can't mix water
No.
with chocolate. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
It's got to be a dairy situation.
Did you ever
As
water
much as
down
I
your
can
choc
have.
Did you ever water down your chocolate milk as a kid just to see how it would taste?
Ew, no, that's
I
insane.
absolutely did that. It's disgusting. Don't do it.
Jesus Christ. Ew. That's how you make a yoo-hoo.
That's how you make yoo-hoo, exactly. Because you all can't see Kyle's face, he looked at me like, I don't know who you are as a person. I thought we were friends. Like he's questioning whether or not we can continue this podcast
Yeah,
from me putting water in chocolate milk.
yeah, ew. Like, so my dad used to put ice cubes in his milk
Ugh.
because he
No,
liked it just fucking ice ass cold as you can get it. But at the same time, like you have to drink that fast
so
because
fast. Hmm.
yeah, and then you're gonna get a brain freeze. You don't want that. I don't
No.
know. I think just yeah. But I'll put cream in my coffee. I don't know. And that's bean water. So I don't
Different.
know. The brain, I compartmentalize things.
Yeah.
And like you said, immediately, we're cutting to her looking up their Facebook profiles and online stalking these children. It's 2019. Like, were kids still on Facebook at that point?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I did appreciate that it was like looked something. It didn't have like the Facebook logo, but at least like looked like a social media that people actually use. What was the one that we were doing? Was that just the other week?
Yeah, Wish Upon. It was like this
Right.
pretend social media. Yeah, they pretty much just took the format of Facebook and took away the logo for this film.
She also finds Andy's dad, who like we find getting a blowjob in his car, like parked maybe at the this rock pile where the kids hang out. I'm not no, because that's
No,
where the
he's
other
not
kids are.
he's not
I
at the
guess
rock pile. He's just parked off somewhere, which is weird because
there's an adult version, I guess, where all the adults go.
yeah, like he's just off to the side getting a blowjob in his van, which doesn't super make sense because we learned that his the mother of Andy has passed away. So she's dead. So why do we need to get blowjobs in the van? Because Andy's also aware that this woman, Mercedes, is with the dad.
Yeah,
Just
so like
like you're
there's
adults, go somewhere.
like as we're gonna find, the dad has some skeletons and is not great.
Hmm.
However, this instance, and this is our first introduction to him, you're supposed to think like, oh, this is a sleazy asshole. Look at him getting a
Hmm.
blowjob from a consenting woman who he's in a very publicly known relationship with in
Yeah.
his own property.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? And then
Yeah, I
and then
I don't get it.
and then getting calls to be like, oh, my son's out drinking. He's like, who the fuck? What? Okay, yeah, I'll get on it. Can I get back, So
Yeah.
I don't know. That was a little strange. But then I guess
Yeah.
the dad also like hates Andy because though you never they never speak the entire movie. I don't think they even share a scene.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You're only told that you only I guess it's really the relationship's implied because later at the rock pile where the kids are drinking, that cop shows up and says, "Hey, your dad told me to come in here and fucking arrest you." Like
Hmm.
thinking that like the dad is like a hard ass and an asshole or something.
Hmm.
But then that's when the cop is like, "Hey, your dad was a dick when we went to high school. Get 5 minutes and get out of here." To which I'm
Hmm.
like, "Hey, don't." One cop doing kind of a cool thing does not mean cops are cool.
Yeah. He's a small town cop who knows these kids. I think that's a very different situation than him just being a random cop coming into the situation.
Wouldn't it be such a better twist at the end if the cop was in on it because he also planted that seed that the dad was an asshole to him when they were kids
Yeah.
and he does
Oh,
something to make the kids like him and think he's a cool adult? That
yeah.
that would have been
Oh.
it. So the cop finally arrives, goes down to the basement. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in on it."
Yeah, like you think that you've gotten safety, but really he's just there. That's actually, that's not a bad plot twist. I'm into that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, it's pretty basic, but I mean, better than I
Yeah,
think what we're getting here.
for sure.
Um, and she's also calling, and she's also calling from her job, and she's like a veterinary assistant. And
Hmm.
that you have this like again this weird Allison Janney cameo where she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get off your phone. Why are you making personal calls at work?"
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would have fired her. Ugh.
Oh yeah, she should have been fired 10 times over. It's like I don't I don't want to say that people can't just be on their phones when they're at work. Like I don't think that work is life or anything like that. But again, if you're in a situation where things are time sensitive and lives and medical procedures are on hold because you're messing around on your phone or making personal calls, that's completely different than taking a longer than 10-minute break on the phone or something like that when you work at a restaurant or something, like not that your work's not important, but like when life-saving things are happening, girl, get off Facebook. Go shave that cat.
Well, cats do have 9 of them.
So they say.
So Maggie gets home, and then has this like, gosh, like every one of these fucking movies, like has this out, out with their mom. And they're like, "Oh, it's not like you made the best decisions, mom. Look at
Hmm.
you, you're just fucking divorced and slinging drinks at the casino." And the mom's just like, "Look, just like
Don't
have
be an
fun.
asshole.
I'm glad you're fitting in. Make good choices." I think she's a pretty solid mom the whole
I
way
think
through.
so too. Like
Yeah.
your mom telling you to just take it easy on the partying, I think is fine. She still lets her go out. She doesn't, I think she makes some questioning parenting decisions later, but here I think she's being totally great. And my mom always made way worse decisions than I did, so she never had anything on me. Like it was always like, "Are you really going to do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm way more well behaved than you ever were, so we're good." She couldn't say shit.
Oh, hey, your mom did her best.
No, she's great. Don't get me wrong. She's great, but she was a troublemaker. I was not a troublemaker for the most part.
There you go. So the next day, Maggie's mom is dropping off the family dog, Louie,
Hmm.
at the vet. And I'm
Hmm.
just like, oh, Jesus Christ. I don't like, and again, it's just like it's an appreciated level that she works at a veterinary's office. One, because it gives her an option to like be able to get like some drugs, maybe
Yes,
probably a little easier than she might be able to do if she worked like at a hospital.
for sure.
Um, and then two, you're just always worried about the pets. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah, for
I don't want
real.
her with that razor next to that cat. Oh my
For
God.
real. They really do a good job. That's something this movie does really well. Like you feel the pet danger more than you do like the teenagers I don't feel like are in danger, but
Yeah,
the pets I absolutely do. And no pets die. So while
thankfully.
Louis does get attacked, I think she just took blood from him and that he'll be okay.
Yeah. So that night the kids are like, oh, I guess let's hit Ma up for some booze again because now they've got like a contact.
Mhm.
Um, and this time she's like, hey, follow me down the street though.
Mm-mm.
And by down the street, I mean all the way to my house, all the way to my secluded house,
In my basement.
and come to my basement. Don't ever go upstairs, but I've got pizza rolls.
They're like,
And
ooh.
they say yes. Um
Can we talk about this
sure.
from a teenage perspective? Now let's keep in mind this is 2019. We would have been teenagers in the early 2000s. But even still, I feel like it's similar enough. If not, they would feel safer, I would think, in 2019 because they all have cell phones. Whereas not all of us had cell phones when we were in high school. But would you I think the gender dynamic is important here because you've got a female luring kids into her basement to drink rather than
Yeah.
a male. So that already makes her more trustworthy, right? From the perspective of dumb teens. But wouldn't you just say, "No, just give us the alcohol and we'll risk getting arrested if we get in trouble."
Yeah, that'd be tough, especially when she's, like under this guise of, like, oh, I want everyone to be safe,
Mm-hmm.
give me your keys, and only I can give them back to you.
Mm-mm.
Stay in my basement. I'm like, well, I mean, you and I, of course, like, because we're seasoned, right? Even when we were teenagers, we knew like, this is a murder situation. No,
For
thank
sure.
you. I'll go behind the fucking Del Taco like usual. Thank you.
Exactly.
I do just fine back there. Please. Thank you, Ma.
Yeah, because at some point you have to say, okay, would I rather be busted by cops or would I rather be possibly kidnapped, sexually assaulted, murdered, any number of things? And really, the cops might be, I mean, if you're a group of white kids at least, like the cops are probably your best case scenario than like going in this woman's basement. And who knows?
Definitely.
Maybe she has a group like a cult, or maybe like she's luring them in for a man. That the fact that she's female does not mean that she's necessarily a safe space. So I think that the fact that people generally view women as maternal and not as predatory towards younger kids is a problem because clearly she does get real weird. Well, we're about to get there, but I just think that's an interesting thing. I think it would have immediately been a no if this was a man.
I also think too, I mean, you and I went to high school together. We grew up together. There wasn't a, not only did we have that adult that was like, you can drink here, don't worry, just as long as you're being safe.
Like
Because
it was all the adults that we knew. It
it was all of them.
was all of them. It was everybody's parents. We're gonna throw you all under the bus if you're listening. It was all of you, but that's good.
But see, maybe not my mom as much. I felt like we would usually be over at some other people's houses. Your mom was
Mhm.
real chill about it.
Oh yeah,
And your husband's mom was pretty chill about it.
yeah.
We got some family friends' moms that are pretty chill about it too.
Mhm.
See, my mom was the type, bless her heart, where see, when she started finding like beers underneath my bed, I mean, she would just
Mm.
take them and just drink them with her friends,
I love that for
um,
her.
which is great. And then also, it's kind of the same, there's like the parents that are like, oh yeah, we just want you to be safe.
Yeah.
And then there's also the ones that like say like, hey, if you just if you ever need a ride, I'll come and get you. It's okay, no
Hmm.
questions asked. And I remember doing that once and being like, I think I like had someone give me a ride home from a party, and
Hmm.
then that morning I was like, "Hey mom, I drank too much and but I got a ride home. Can you help me go get my car?" And she was like
Not cool about it.
a little bit of it. She didn't like say a whole lot, but she had kind of a fucking attitude about it. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay. Then I'm just never gonna mention when I do this ever again."
They say
Um,
that, they only say that so that you won't drive. It's not
yeah.
a trust thing. It's a, I don't want you to drive drunk or under the influence of anything. I will say I never needed a ride. So, but my mom made the same offer. I never needed a ride. But my mom was very true to her word of like, she would rather me have drank with her around or like in the house, not going anywhere, than going out and being with people she doesn't know or trust or around like random guys while I'm drinking. Cause that was always like, she was like
Mm,
safety first, like
yeah.
all the things you have to worry about when you're drinking as a young girl out with random people or maybe even people you know and think you can trust, whatever the case may be. But she was always very big of like, drink at home. I will let you drink. I will buy you alcohol if you need it. So shout out to our cool moms that we were around.
And then shit just escalates like pretty quick
Oh yeah.
because you've got Chaz,
Oh,
right? Who's like,
Chaz.
he's already thinking, hey, we can really make something out of this place.
Hmm.
This basement could be our fucking party pad, you know?
Hmm.
But depends, Ma, are you cool enough? You gonna make that
Hmm.
happen for us? Like, he's already
Yeah.
been kind of a
He's
dick.
decorating. He's like,
Yeah,
put some lights, get another couch.
yeah. And Ma's like, cool. I just want to see how cool Sally Ann is. Or Sue Ann,
Sue
sorry.
Ann.
Whatever. And then, like, oh my God, pulls a gun on him, makes him
Mm-mm.
strip naked, and then just says, just joking. Isn't this
Oh, and
fun?
she's like eyeing him, not just like she doesn't just make him get undressed. Like she is like
Eyeing a child,
fully eyeing this little
naked
boy.
child. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's
it's
even
so
if it was
good.
just a joke because they're like, ha ha ha, like it's all good. Like it's not a funny joke. I'd be like, okay, well, we need to go and never come back here. Like that is such, there's already been so many red flags, but that really would have pushed it over the edge.
Right? Like, on our way home, we would be like, okay, we're not doing this ever again, right?
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus.
exactly.
Uh, um, so they leave. And then also, by the way, she's like, oh, and yeah, I used to be married, but yeah, he left. So I'm alone.
Just all alone.
But the party's always welcome here.
Hmm.
Ah, Jesus. Um, so the Ma who's like already, again, spying on everybody, because she doesn't call herself Ma yet, but Sue Ann, she's at the casino now to
I
spy
think they
on the
call her
mom.
Ma. They call
Not
her
y
Ma that first time.
not yet. It's the first
Oh,
big
okay.
party.
Okay.
Um, and then the mom is fucking getting humiliated by the local mean girl,
Oh,
Mercedes,
yeah.
who is also, fuck, I'm so dumb.
Oh,
What's her name?
Missy Pyle. Is that how you say?
Missy Kyle.
She's
Love
in
her.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, she is among many things, but yes,
She's in
also
a
in
lot of
Galaxy.
fun things, but yeah, I really love her. I again, another adult character that like we cast really well. Why is there not more of her?
Yeah, geez. She was in Josie and the Pussycats, great in
Hmm.
that.
Oh
Galaxy Quest, like you
yeah.
said.
Hmm.
Um, Dodgeball, which I don't actually really like that much, but people
I've
seem to like
seen, I
it.
don't remember her in it.
Yeah. So, but she's fine in it.
Yeah,
But
she's fun.
yeah, um, and then also I guess the mom is like the mom comes home and then I guess she's always also going on some seminar with the bartender, Stu,
Hmm.
because they're learning to be like dealers at the
Yeah.
tables.
Yeah. They're
Okay.
teaching them how to be dealers.
Right, right, right. So that's pretty fun.
That is fun.
Yeah. And then again, like, Ma's kindness or Sue Ann's kindness is escalating. Um,
Hmm.
they're just going out to the parking lot to their car and just seeing a delivery of booze there for them. This is where we
Weird.
get it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh no.
And also exactly when they grab the box, wouldn't anybody be thinking how'd she time this?
Well, 'cause, yeah, she's just standing right around the corner like a
Yeah.
fucking creep. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Like, I don't, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty open situation, campus there, but I don't know. She's on that school campus quite a bit.
I don't think that that is realistic at all, especially for
Yeah.
2019. Do you remember how locked down our high school was? For people to just
Yeah.
like walk in would be kind of difficult. I guess they could though. You could get onto the campus if you wanted to because we got off of the campus, but those doors were locked from the outside, right?
Yeah. I think so. During
I
certain
think
parts of the
so.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, technically, you could always get on a campus, on a high school campus at least, um, like through whatever random back way there was, like for the football field and stuff like that.
No red flags here, though. We're
No,
good.
no, they're
No.
good.
So let's just bring everybody over to the party. The word gets around that,
Hmm.
you know, this basement's the place to be. And I get it. I mean, kids are always looking for a place to drink and
Hmm.
fuck and do whatever. I get it.
And at least now that there's more teenagers, at least they have safety in numbers kind of thing. But it would still be weird, like especially we'll get to this later, but when you think of it from an adult perspective, I still feel that as a teenager, I would find it extremely predatory that a grown ass adult who is 20 to 30 years older than you would be just lending out their basement for maybe like even if she was making them pay her or something, it'd be a little bit more believable. But she's full on hanging out.
Well,
Like,
now, yeah, they're
yeah.
fucking.
So I
She's
feel
doing the
like
robot.
I love it. I love that she plays like old school music too.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they're into it.
And oh Jesus, but yeah, like I said, all the kids are there now. She's in on it. They're toasting to her. She's doing shots now with them.
Hmm.
And then I think this is when we get our first, maybe second, flashback to
Mm.
her as a teenager at that school.
Hmm.
And of course, you're like, there's going to be some fucking awful traumatic thing this is not going to go
Yeah.
well. They're going to bully the shit out of her somehow, or
Yeah.
it's a really, well, much, much, much worse as we find
Yeah.
out.
Do you like the
Um,
way that they deliver this information in broken up flashbacks rather than just one long, like, storytelling flashback?
I guess I just don't follow the sequence of events because
Yeah.
the the absolute awful thing that happens is at the high school, but
Hmm.
they show, like, I guess if it's this long con to make her think that she's their friend, and
Yeah. That's what
but
it seems like.
but Jesus Christ, like to what end? Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, other than just, I guess kids being monsters, I suppose.
Hmm.
But Jesus
It's
Christ.
yeah, it's just a weird way to give us the story. I'm assuming they're trying to play it alongside her relationship with the teenagers as well, but it's it's unclear as to why they would do that. It's one of the things that really bothers me about this movie. I think it's meant to aid in the storytelling and the mystery of it all, but we all know something shitty happened to her. Like that doesn't feel like it's a secret. So I just don't understand why we would do it in these little pieces. It makes the story more confusing. I didn't understand the story the first time that we watched it or the sequence of events, and then the second time watching it, I was like,
Hmm.
okay, this makes more sense.
Well, and then I got confused because, and again, it's like, I don't know, to have these kind of like obvious connections, but like when I first saw the flashback, I thought, oh, this is the girl that's in using that wheelchair that Maggie helps from the beginning, because
Mm.
just young black women with the same exact haircut.
Hmm.
But then it's like, no, it's not. It's Ma,
Hmm.
because you only see that one girl once at the very beginning, but then to find out like, oh, okay, wait, they are connected.
Hmm.
Um,
Hence the same haircut.
so that's a little confusing, or I don't know, unnecessary. I'm not sure, but
Both.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how else I would have done this. Maybe rather than through flashbacks, like, maybe some sort of like hint that's dropped either from like Andy's dad talking about her, or like being like,
Hmm.
yeah, I dropped off a cat and you never know. You never believe who the fuck works there. Can you believe it? I didn't even know she was still in
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Like, and so the adults have like maybe some awareness of her, but like
Hmm.
clearly you don't know why until the end, right? But
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know. Um, yeah, Jesus. So, that's when she's like, "You call me mom. That's my new name now,
Mhm.
as my moniker." And Also, don't go upstairs. So she goes upstairs, and then Haley's like, "Well, I need to pee." Um, Also, I need to stop. Uh, I mentioned Stu earlier, bartender, fun side character.
Yeah.
I wish we got more fun side character kids, but I love the girl that pretends to be drunk.
Oh, the pastor's daughter.
Yeah, and passes
Yes.
out because that's so cute.
And she just experiences the party that way. I love
Yeah.
that. It's so funny.
And then when she's awake, she has these like very just like between her and Haley, they have a kind of a like a fun interaction where,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah,
but
all
yeah,
the side
I liked her
characters are
too.
fun. I wish they would have just like thrown these characters in a little bit more so this movie had a little bit more not silliness, but just humor like
Yeah.
that.
Um, so Maggie and Haley go upstairs to find a bathroom. Ma finds them and is like fucking pissed, like,
Oof.
grabs them and starts, pushing them down towards the basement. Um, Maggie's just like, hey guys, maybe let's just get the fuck out of here, which they do.
Hmm.
And also, Ma's upstairs just cutting up pictures of faces. Totally normal shit people
Yep,
do.
we all do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
The next day, Maggie and Andy they're officially an item, Natalie.
Aw, cute.
There you go. And then Ma's back outside the school again, just being let to walk around campus,
Hmm.
being like, "Hey, y'all, come on, come back to the house. Like things are cool. Let's party. Y'all gonna make me drink alone, right?"
Hmm.
Oh, geez. And they turn her down, and then this is, when things started getting pretty sour pretty quick.
Well, and Haley makes that really correct comment, honestly, of like, Ma, you need a man. Like, she's like, you need someone to keep yourself busy, girl. Like,
That is, I mean, like Haley's like, yes, and you shouldn't say that.
it's an inappropriate thing to say, but at the same time, Ma is already acting so inappropriately. Like, her saying that to her and the relationship that they
Yeah.
have, yeah, she might as well. Like, she's right. Like, if Ma was getting some dick regularly, she wouldn't be hanging out with these kids. She'd be like, you know what? It all worked out. We're
I'd
doing
hope
great.
so, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they turn her down and she's like, fuck you guys, I'll just find some other kids. I'm good. And then it like kind of breaks my heart, even though like I know she's crazy and I know she's dangerous, but like you see her try and do this with another group of kids and then they like
Hmm.
throw eggs at her car and
Uh-huh. That's fucked
oh,
up.
and
Yeah.
then she starts crying and I'm just like, oh my God, I hate people getting bullied. Nothing just
Yeah.
crushes me inside more than that. And I'm like, even if she's,
Even though she is a murderous asshole, like
but
it's sad.
the bullying started first,
Yeah, that's true.
and you're
Hmm.
just like, ugh. But yeah, but hey, the basement's still open as a party spot for all who want to come. And yeah, the party's still happening. She's clearly losing it.
Hmm.
Just fucking taking shots and going nuts with all the kids. And then Maggie and like Andy and the kids like come back.
Hmm. I don't remember why.
I don't know why. Um, but boy, is Mom mad that Andy and Maggie are an item now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Well, at first she's like trying that shit like, you better go real slow. That's some bullshit that a girl who was jealous in high school would say to like a friend who's
Uh-huh.
dating a girl. She's
Yeah,
like, she's like,
I don't know about
maybe go.
him.
Yeah, you should go
Take it easy.
real slow. Do not do anything, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, don't fuck
Oh,
him too quick.
yeah. Um,
Oh, there is that really funny joke. I don't know if it already had passed where Haley is talking to Stephanie, who later has the birthday party, and she's like, "Oh, for my birthday, you finally went down on me after 6 months." And Haley's like, "Wait, but how did you wait 6 months?"
well,
Did you catch
I
that?
Well, I guess I
I thought that was so funny.
what threw me off was that she needed to receive a gift in order for her boyfriend to have the opportunity to go down on
Yeah,
her.
it's 2019.
I love that.
It's a treat, not an obligation.
I love that. Look at that. Look at that. The kids are all right.
They're progressive. We
Yeah,
love
I
it.
love that. Um, so clearly, Ma is not happy with Maggie, because she's standing between her and Andy, a
Mhm.
child,
Yeah.
between her and a child,
Yeah. Gross.
and she drugs Maggie's shot
Yeah, she
that
does.
they're all taking. Oh, jeez. Thank God Andy is a gentleman. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and gets her home safe.
Yeah,
And the next
Andy's
day,
not like his dad.
yeah. And which again, because and you're right, because at the end of the movie, like the last thing Maggie says is like, I'm, like I'm not my mom and I'm this and this and this. Like you think that would be a little bit more of like a hey, we don't have to always be beholden to our parents' mistakes or
Mm-hmm.
something, I don't know.
Yeah. I
Um
I like that they're all different than their parents. I don't think we ever meet Haley or Chaz or
or
Darrell's
girls.
parents, but you know, it's it's nice to see them being different and not doing the same exact things, you know.
And then finally Maggie is like, maybe Ma's place is not a good idea anymore. Maybe we should stop
Just
doing this.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's go to my place. Let's make out. Come
Yeah.
on.
And I mean, if anything's gonna lure him away from a party, it's that.
Yeah, right. And then this is when the mom meets Andy. It's kind of a little cute moment,
Hmm.
you know. Of course, she's like trying to give him like a little bit of shit,
I love it.
Yeah. Just like asking him, just like how I would imagine, parents would be when their child brings someone home. We're just like,
I can't
uh,
wait.
so how many girls have you been dating, Andy?
Yeah, six or
What's
seven. What you got on the agenda?
yeah, what's going on? What's your business? Um, she's of course like being like, oh, gotta put my the thing that okay, things that drives me crazy, and I don't know if I should bring it up because I think it'll drive you crazy every time you see it.
Can't wait.
Um, she's like trying to put her like overall back on,
Mm.
Anytime I see somebody in blue overalls with a green or red shirt underneath, I just see Mario and Luigi. I was like, oh,
Was she wearing a red shirt underneath
she's wearing a
or a
green
green
one.
shirt?
She's a Luigi.
Mm. Also, like, shout out to her because I this was like very reminiscent. I love when the mom pulls up and they're on the couch, like, because I think everyone has had that like experience in high school. They're like literally just like dry humping on the couch.
Hmm.
But I love that she's wearing overalls. I don't know if this is like a spoken thing, but the overalls are the perfect thing to wear when you like invite someone over because you don't have to put your whole pants on or off to get into them. So like if mom does come home, you're dressed. Like if hands are going in places. I'm just throwing that out there. Just
Smart.
yeah. So shout out to overalls because I've always worn them and I always will.
There you go.
And I was wearing them when I watched this movie,
There you go.
actually.
I did like how the mom, like when she comes home and she's talking to them, she's, they're saying whatever. And she's like, yep, yep. And she just immediately starts picking up pillows off the ground and
Uh-huh.
putting them back on the couch and be like, I clearly know what the fuck you guys were doing.
Yeah, just like you guys
Um,
thirsty.
yeah. But
It's
but
very funny.
Andy, on the other hand, though, I'm just like, buddy, you need to cool it down with your language because
Uh-huh.
I forget what he said, but even calling Mercedes a bitch, I'm like,
Yeah,
don't call a woman a bitch in front of an
yeah.
adult woman.
I think he says she's a fucking bitch,
Yeah.
which what I liked about that, obviously he should not have said that in front of her mom, but what I did like about that is that I feel like he would learn that type of language and talking about women that way from his shitty dad,
Yeah.
you know? So even though he's, not as bad as him, he is picking up on things that are not great.
Yeah. Next day at school, basically, they decide we're not fucking with Ma anymore. And then Haley goes an extra step further and
Mhm.
just puts this video out on blast to everybody being like, Ma's fucking crazy. Do not fucking talk to her. Block her crazy ass. And of course, Ma's seeing this too.
Yeah, so she sent it to her apparently as well.
I guess so. But then she just You know, like, and again, she's crazy, but like, fuck, teenagers can be brutal. Uh,
Oh, if anyone can hurt my feelings or boost my ego, it's a fucking teenager.
yeah. And so Ma's just like, okay, I'll just change my number and keep calling you because I'm crazy.
Insane.
And then, you know, the videos were already kind of unhinged, but now they're like extra unhinged.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like sending like 15 at a time and her
Mhm.
just clearly spiraling, right? And then the one that ends in her being like, hey, just meet me at the rock piles. It's an emergency. The
Yeah.
fuck no, I'm
A
not doing that.
trap. That's an emergency trap, bitch. I would not. Mm-mm.
Yeah. And
Couldn't
I'm
be
surprised
me.
and I'm surprised it wasn't a trap then, because it very
Yeah,
well should have been.
they or even that the kids wouldn't be smart enough to come with some sort of weapon or I don't know, something to keep themselves safe. Have your guard
Eh,
up.
Right? And then of course they go and she's like, I've got cancer.
Oh my God, the lies.
That's why I'm this way.
Hmm.
So please stay, my friends, children.
Yeah.
Come by this Saturday. Let's have a little party.
Yeah. But come on, girl.
And
Get
they're
out of
like,
here.
and like most of them are buying it.
Hmm.
Like, what the fuck? Even though, like, I appreciate Haley because Haley's just like, the fuck? I
Well,
don't
the
trust this shit.
bracelet.
One sees the bracelet, right?
Hmm.
Which was the one the girl
Stephanie.
got, yeah, to get eaten out.
Hmm.
So there you go.
Good for her. Again, cheers to
Yeah.
her for getting a gift and getting eaten out.
So Haley's like, I think she's like, my grandmother's ring's missing. And then also Maggie's like, fuck, my earrings that my dad
Hmm.
gifted my mom that I wear, those are now missing.
Hmm.
Fuck, I think she's been like, I don't know how she's been fucking like Oliver twisting like people's jewelry off them. I
When
mean,
they're
I'm sure
drunk
they're
and passed
drunk.
out.
Well, but I mean, like, they're not all drunk and passed out at the same time. Someone's gonna notice Ma's going around and picking jewelry out the children. Maybe, you would think.
You'd think, but I mean,
Yeah.
jewelry gets lost.
So Haley's like, "Come on, Maggie, we gotta go. We gotta go and sneak into her house and investigate."
Smart.
Um, I
Telling the
don't.
police.
Yeah. So telling the police, but I don't know if they find the jewelry, but they do find the collages of all the photos of them and their
Enough to want
parents.
to call the police. Would that not make you like, okay, I know we're gonna get in trouble for drinking, but this is way worse.
Yeah, it's serial killer stuff. And then also, what
Yeah.
kind of trouble would they really get in anyway, outside of like being grounded by their parents?
No, that's the thing. It's like you just something's going on. We think she stole our
Yeah,
jewelry. She has her fucking daughter held captive, and there's like collages of photos happening. Mm-mm.
you beat me to the twist, Natalie.
Sorry.
Guess who rolls up? Not
Well,
actually.
not actually. She's walking now.
Is I did not mean that. Fucking this girl that was in the wheelchair earlier on, who has the same haircut as Ma.
Mhm.
Her name is
Jeannie.
Jeannie,
Hmm.
and she walks.
Yeah,
So,
who
which I mean,
knew?
like, I don't know. I think there's people that like,
Yeah.
can need to use wheelchairs sometimes,
Yes.
So I get that. But I'm like, so now Ma has a secret child
Mhm.
and keeping her locked away and clearly abusing her.
Literally locked.
Yeah, like she's just like, oh, my mom says I'm sick all the time. The doctors don't. But so it's very like didn't we talk about this like a Munchausen situation?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh boy. Um and then meanwhile, Andy's dad is dropping off the family cat
Mm.
at the vet where Ma is working and is just like, hey, let's go get a drink and catch up sometime. And
Yeah.
he knows something, right?
Yes,
Because
it's totally suspicious.
but then I'm like, is that really your cat? Did you just need a reason to come in here?
He just grabbed a cat.
Because at least we're introduced to Louis earlier on as a
Hmm.
family animal. This other cat, and I don't even remember his name. Like,
Doesn't say.
does he not say? Even
I
I
don't
don't
think he
know.
says.
Like, because also it's like because here's the series of events, right? Because he goes and leaves this cat and says, "Hey, let's meet after work at this bar," and she goes, "Okay." And then he goes and makes threats to her in this bar.
Your timeline's
She's
not right because like you've got the timeline right except for the cat part because
does
he
he get the
drops.
cat back?
Yes, because he says when I come back to pick up the cat, we
Okay,
can
good.
go straight from there. And she's like, "Oh, I don't want to go in my scrubs. I'd rather go home and change." And he's like, "Okay, we'll meet at 6." So he goes back to pick up the cat. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, I'm sorry, if I was gonna threaten somebody, I would not be leaving my fucking cat. Also, I wouldn't, if you're
Yeah,
suspecting that person's already a weirdo, we're going to a different vet. Like,
yeah,
I'm not bringing my most precious cat. Uh-uh. No,
yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah. My child, one thing, who cares? But like this, it's his
Yeah,
kid.
if she was a pediatrician, that'd be a different story.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's why I was thinking, like, did he just grab some cat from outside? He's like, here, I'll just, I don't give a
Just to
fuck about
have a
this thing. I'll
cat.
just
Yeah.
drop it off as a
He
reason to
doesn't
talk to her.
he doesn't seem like a pet person.
Not really.
Yeah.
I think he would be more of a cat person though, because he wouldn't have to like deal. Cats just don't need
True.
as much, right?
Mm-hmm. True.
Um, so Ma comes home, to get ready to meet this dude at the
Yep. Looking
bar.
looking all hot, all dressed up.
I know. Um, and Maggie and Haley are able to escape through the basement and out like the hatch door. And clearly, yeah, she's keeping Jeannie locked away in
Mm-hmm.
upstairs and is clearly abusing her. Um, jeez. But I guess w- and they were just like, I don't know, like Jeannie, you seem cool, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess if I were Ma, I don't know. I mean, I see why she would want to keep her kids safe because of what
Yeah.
she experienced. I think at the same time, I'd be like, hey, if I have a kid, let me be a cool parent and then have. It's not as weird, or maybe hear me out and tell me if
Okay.
I'm crazy.
Okay.
Like, I don't think it's as weird if I wanted to be the cool parent. Let's say if I had a real fucking dork of a kid, like, this just fuck. Like, I'm like, hey, what if we have like a really cool party house
Yeah.
because I want them to like my kid and have that as an in. Like, I don't think that's as weird.
It's not as weird. She absolutely should be taking advantage of the fact that she has a teenage daughter because if you think about it, it's what you just described is not so different than our parents being like, hey, it's cool if you and your friends drink here. I'd rather you do it and be safe. Because she could just pull that angle. And then her daughter, I know she's trying to protect her, but I think the idea is she doesn't even want her to go to school because her traumatic event happened at school. So even school isn't a safe space, is what she's thinking. But to poison her is fucking wild. Like, homeschool her, girl.
Yeah. And I was thinking, or maybe Jeannie does fucking suck. And Ma's like, I can't have you just fucking just being a wet blanket on my party vibe.
Okay,
So,
clearly she does suck because how she comes into that scene, she takes one of those like tribal masks
yeah.
and has it over her face
What was
and,
that?
and just sneaks up. It's one of Ma's decorations from the wall. And she fucking puts that over her face and just sneaks up on these two girls who are clearly
Why?
breaking and entering. So, like, to scare them and to scare them that way is wild. So, clearly, she doesn't understand social cues and how to talk to people. I mean, maybe it's because she's been so secluded because of her mother, but I just think that's so
Right.
funny that she does that.
Oh my God. So Ma leaves, meets Andy's dad at the bar. Like I said, they do some small talk, but he gets right to it. He's like,
Oh yeah.
um, I have I have tracking things on my work vehicles, and I let my kid drive my work vehicles. And while I was
Mhm.
looking at them, not in a stalker way, but like because fuck my kid, I don't
Keeping
care.
tabs.
Yeah, I just like my property. And he's like, my kid's been at your house a whole fucking lot, and I need you to fucking stop.
Mhm.
Um, and just and you know again, you're like, without knowing all the background stuff, it's just like, okay, he's right. But then he has to go this like step further and
Mhm.
say like, I know it's because you just loved me it just couldn't have me. And
I
you're just
I
fucking
love,
sad and pathetic. And you're just like, okay, bro, uh-oh. You're gonna
but
get yourself fucking killed.
he makes it even worse. He takes it a step further than that too by saying, if I find out that he's over at your house again, I'm not going to call the cops. I'm going to take care of this myself. So he's
Yeah.
not even saying he wants to take the route of the law. He's just going to put himself into that situation. And, later he does. But he's he's exhibiting these bully behaviors, these predatory behaviors, these like weird behaviors. But he's also, at the beginning, you're like, oh, he's just being a protective parent. Because I'll tell you right now, I would have just went straight to the police. Like, I definitely would have
The
like
cop
said, stay
did
away from my kid, but I would go to the police.
the cop did make it clear that the dad sucks. So he might not just get the
Yeah,
support that he wants when he calls them.
that is absolutely true. You're right there. But yeah, I can understand why he would pull her aside and be extremely threatening, because I'll tell you right now, I would not be caring about her fucking feelings at all. Like I would probably attack her, like not even knowing context. Like I'd be like, "Why the fuck?" And also, I'm assuming none of them know that she has a child, since none of the students knew that she has a child. So that also would be even weirder, that he would be hanging out there. I'd be like, get the fuck away from my son.
See, and if it were my kid, and I'd be like, look, if it was a situation where like, hey, okay, this is a little weird, but they're, it's a safe place for them to drink. They're going to drink anyway, and it's clearly a means to have this dorky kid seem cool, you know.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, I guess if you have to. However, you need to be actual fucking friends with that kid. You can't just go and just take advantage of them
Yeah,
for their party house. Like you need to
exactly.
like see them and take them and do other things,
Yeah.
but not just because I think I'd be a good dad.
Love that.
Now go get me a beer, fucker.
Yeah.
You little fucker. Um, so Jesus, okay. So Maggie's also telling Andy, right, that like, okay, Ma is not good. She's stealing jewelry. She has a secret child. It's all not good. Andy's not taking this very seriously because Andy's just like, well,
No.
hold on, she said cancer, and I'm like, Andy, you sweet dumb idiot.
And she says that the meds are making her act this way. I'm like, okay, yes, intense medication can make you act differently, but I don't know that it would make you exhibit these specific behaviors.
Yeah. Geez. Maggie goes home and Ma is in the fucking house talking to
Mm.
Maggie's mom. What does she say? Well, it's under the guise of like, oh, I'm just following up on Louie, your dog.
Insane. I would you be okay with your like local vet tech that you bring your dog to, like showing up at the front door and being like, "Hey, I just wanted to check on your dog and see how the procedure, like make sure they're healing up okay." It's like, "No, that's what follow-up visits are for. I come to you."
I think it was kind of cute how she said, I get attached to these animals so quickly. Something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
But like by really meaning these fucking children. Oh, geez.
Uh-huh.
But
Absolutely.
but yeah, doing this thing where they pretend they don't know each other, but like it's supposed to be really threatening. And then again, I'm just like, what have you done to this dog? Um, because she poisons the dog somehow, or
I
I
don't
guess
think
that's
she
when she's
poisoned
also
him.
taking something's wrong with the dog in the end.
She's I think she took his blood.
Oh, just that.
Yeah, but
Oh,
if you he
okay.
looks like an elderly dog. I mean, you saw how much
Sweet.
blood she took, like a whole blood
Yeah.
bag. So that would definitely put the dog like into a very sleepy, almost near death or unenergetic state, but he would be okay with proper treatment. They just leave him in the living room, but that's besides the
Yeah.
point. I think Maggie makes the wrong choice by not just telling her mom what's going on right in that moment after Ma
Yeah.
leaves. Like right after she left the house, she should have said, "Okay, mom, we need to talk because this is getting weird that she just showed up in her house."
Yeah. Well, and then yeah, okay.
And this is after she found all the photos.
Yeah.
They'd be like,
Oh
"What
boy.
happened with you guys in high school? Clearly something is up."
And then this is when we get that last flashback.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I probably want to kill all of them too.
Yeah, that is
Because it's straight up,
absolutely assault.
it's straight up rape.
Yeah. It's
100%.
it's terrible. And like all of these kids knew, like I'm like, did all of these kids know what was going on outside of this small group? Or you know what I mean? Like I feel like if I was just in the hallway at this school and had nothing to do with this prank and then saw her come out of the closet and realized like, oh, she didn't know who was in there, I would immediately report it.
Oh yeah.
Like if I was not part of this small group. And clearly that's part of, I think one of the things that they could have done a much better job of, because you only get that really quick exchange between Juliette Lewis and Ma when she's like, I know I should have helped you or I should have said something. They really don't nail down the complacency of women in sex crimes, like in
Hmm.
this moment. I know that's like a really heavy topic, but if you're gonna fucking put that on the table, then you need to address it because I think they could have really had some sort of, she could have apologized, done the whole thing, and like you said, they could have fucking fought, in the fire, which I think would have been fun. But yeah, they really don't talk about that. And I think that especially in high schools and colleges and parties and things like that, the same way that you have women protecting other women, from getting their drinks roofied or making sure they get home safe or making sure they're not like there's no creeps on them. You also have the other women that are completely complacent and let men get away with these actions and with these crimes. So I really wish they would have dipped into that a little bit more
Yeah.
because there's so much complacency going on. There's so many people who were witness to this that did absolutely nothing. So I think this flashback and what happened to her is awful. Clearly, it's created a huge amount of trauma for her. She hasn't seemingly matured since that moment. So I think when you bring that into the conversation, we could have handled it better. You could have pushed the movie to an even darker place because you're already in a place, like you said, of rape, of, this level of bullying that is actually crime rather than
Yeah.
just like teasing someone every day. So I don't think that the movie handles this particularly well. I think the scene is fine in itself, but how they handle it afterwards, I think is really lame and not well told.
And then the next scene is Mercedes out jogging, and Ma just sees her and just runs her right the fuck over and kills her.
I love it. I wish the whole movie was like this, like just her slowly knocking off the adults, like off to
Yeah.
the side. And I love that she just, what does she say? She's a fucking cunt after she runs her over. And I was like, damn, that's heavy.
And it's yeah,
But
deserved though.
Mercedes is, yeah, she's an asshole.
And then uh, our next death, like again, off screen, Allison Janney. Um, for what? What did she do? Just
Be a boss.
yeah, be a boss
Want
that's like
do
just
your fucking
trying to
job.
yeah, have her do her fucking job. And then not only does she kill her, but like puts her in that cage.
Oh my God, I love that she's in the dog cage. Like I would have liked, that's the thing.
It's a little
I
colorful.
I love the end result of that we get to see. I would have loved to see her, I don't know, maybe she's on her phone and, you know, the vet comes up to her and is like, "Hey, what the fuck? Like this is the fifth time I've told you today," and she just fucking loses it. Because that would have made more sense, like you said, than her just like killing her off screen out of context. Because you're like, well, what did she do to deserve this? Clearly, Ma's irrational.
Then, I think what like Maggie sees her like in the middle of the night, like scurrying about or whatever. And then this
Hmm.
is when I thought she poisoned the dog, but you're right, just gets a bunch of blood from this dog.
Yeah.
Um, and then this is when Maggie finally comes clean to her mom.
Took just so many things for her to admit it. Like, for fear of being grounded. Girl, you're already grounded.
Yeah.
Like, who
Uh,
cares?
so and then the mom's just like, all right, well, I'm gonna call Andy's dad, but Andy's dad is already at Ma's house and then gets attacked immediately.
Yeah.
And then this is when we have the scene with him, being tied to the bed, tortured. Um, I didn't notice the penis. Natalie was looking for it.
Okay. How could you not notice the penis? So, anyone who has seen this movie, hopefully if you're listening to this, you've seen this movie.
I was probably looking down, taking notes.
Kyle somehow missed this penis. It's not a real penis. I'm pretty sure it's a like a prosthetic of some kind. But this man is laying in nothing but a towel wrapped around his waist. The hot tip, everybody, if you see a man in a movie lying on a bed with nothing but a towel around his waist, you might see some ass and maybe some dick. So like keep your eyes up. Keep your eyes up because they do show it. And she she threatens to cut it off, but she doesn't, which is a real bummer. Again, could have gone harder.
Well, because now learning what he was involved in and what he did, I like see if it was just
Castrate.
this, I'm just like, oh, okay, good for her.
Yeah, get your revenge, girl.
It's absolutely a good for her movie. You know?
Yes, if she was going after all the parents,
Yeah.
100%.
So it is a little colorful. I love that she's got the bag of dog blood, and she even writes Louis on it,
Yes, so that we all know.
so we all know. And because men are dogs, just hey,
Mhm.
that's a little colorful, but I'm like, okay, I like it. This is fun.
Yeah.
So,
And she slits his wrists too, which I thought was, she's like, just in case this doesn't kill you, which it
and
would,
then
but
injects him with something else. What's that?
I don't
She slits
know.
his wrist and then injects him.
Maybe she puts him down, like with,
Maybe.
like, lethal injection kind of situation.
Oh yeah, so she was already putting, yeah, because I guess all the dog blood was really already in him.
Which would have killed him. I went ahead and gave it a quick Google.
Oh,
You
good. So I
can't you
didn't.
can't take on other species' blood, which is why obviously you need human blood
Yeah.
for a human with the same blood type because what happens is your immune system immediately attacks it as a like foreign something in your body and
Yeah.
it can't handle it. So you die.
So he's dead.
He's dead.
And yeah, I guess good riddance.
Yeah,
Fuck him.
fuck him. Yeah. But now poor
Yeah.
Andy is without any parents.
Yeah, but
He's an orphan.
sorry, when you have a shitty parent, what do
Yeah.
sucks to
Someone
suck.
might revenge kill them.
Yeah. I mean, better than him getting nothing and then Andy being stalked in his dreams by a dream pervert, right? So at least Ma's like, I
Okay,
just want to get the
that's
kids
true.
drunk,
Yeah.
and kiss on them a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
she's such a fucking perv.
Oh no.
These little
Um,
boys. Oh.
so the next day, Maggie's mom confronts Ma. And then Ma does this like, I know your type. You used to be popular, athletic, and now you're just fucking divorced and slinging drinks at the casino. To which I was like, hey, if I was Julia
Oh.
Lewis, I'd be like, I just went to a seminar to learn how to be a dealer. So please,
Yeah, I'm
come
coming
on,
up.
give me a minute. I've been here for a week,
Yeah,
and
literally a week.
and then fucking Ma's just like, I'm the popular one now. Take that, bitch. Ha 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 ha. Ha. And And again, I'm just like, how did it take this long for people to realize, for the adults to realize what was going on? Not one of those kids would fucking rat out the rest of them that something was happening like this.
I honestly,
I wouldn't, I'm not a snitch.
I live by the motto snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
So if I was not directly involved in that situation of the drinking and partying, I would not be the one to do it. But if I was Maggie, who started it and now is like putting a bunch of other kids in danger, then yeah, it's different if you're ratting yourself out than like a different group of kids,
That's
you
why I like
know?
that. That's why I like that pastor's kid because she's like, look, I'm not gonna fucking rat you out. I ain't gonna do that. I'm cool. And
Yeah,
then
I'm not
also,
gonna
you'll
drink.
invite me to these parties. And then also, I'm not gonna drink because I don't want to, and that's just my choice and good for her. But
Yeah.
then also, yeah, to fit in, and then maybe I just want to take a nap during
Yeah.
parties.
Yeah. I love that character as just as a concept.
So, Jesus. So that night, Maggie gets another video call from Ma. Like she's acting like she's like the fucking Joker, calling out Batman, being like, I've got all your friends here, Maggie. come and we'll, discuss this for, let's end this right now, or like let's blah 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 blah.
For our last
Um,
party.
yeah, and then all the kids are clearly kind of fucked up from whatever Ma's been like spiking the booze with, and
Okay.
other animal drugs, etc.
I what I love though about her baiting Maggie to show up, and she's like, "Oh, look, your little boyfriend's here." But then she was like, "Oh, and by the way, thanks for the earrings," because she knew if the boyfriend didn't work,
The
she's
earrings
like,
would,
"Grandma's earrings are gonna get you here
yeah. Be like,
because that would
I
work on me."
be like, I fucking tried with Andy. I'm over it.
Yeah, murder my boyfriend. I don't care. Steal my grandmother's earrings. I'm
Yeah.
coming for you, bitch.
I'm cute enough. I can get a boyfriend. I don't need Andy.
Yeah, you can't replace grandma's earrings though. You can replace boys. So
100%.
there you go. But yeah, I
So,
think I thought she was giving them like ecstasy or something or Molly like in the punch because she was like, "Oh my gosh, try this punch, Haley." And she like kisses her on the mouth when she gets there. So I thought maybe they were just like real fucked up. I mean, they were, but
so Ma traps them all down there after Maggie arrives. The drugs kick in. Everyone's passed out. Um, Maggie tries to escape upstairs and then finds Andy's dad in the bed dead and then gets knocked out and tied up downstairs in the basement. Next morning, Maggie's come to. Everyone's tied up downstairs and not even just tied up. Everyone's got like chains around their necks,
yeah, they have like
like tied to
collars.
collars, like chained to like posts down in the
Yeah.
basement. Um, and most everyone's still unconscious right now except for Maggie. So like, Ma, she's like, I don't have time to wait for everybody to wake up, so I want to give my villain speech now. Um,
Yeah, she's like, who knows when they'll wake up.
yeah. So, and then this, like, it gets a little muddy with this motive because I don't know. I've like clearly I've seen enough. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get how point A to point B happened with
Hmm.
what they did to Sue Ann as a kid and the revenge she's taking out now. I'm like, okay, yeah, some of it justified what you did upstairs. I get it. But also we're children. We were not involved with this.
Yeah,
Um,
get the parents.
but Maud doesn't even bring that up. She's just like,
Mhm.
do you know what it's like to see other people having fun and you don't get to have that fun?
Hmm.
That's why
Do
I'm
you
doing this.
do you think I don't know that the movie is smart enough for this, but she doesn't tell Maggie or whoever she's having her, monologue to what actually happened to her. Because obviously Juliette Lewis just knows because she was there, but she doesn't tell the kids what happened to her.
No.
I wonder if she even really comprehends what happened to her. Like clearly she has the flashbacks and all the things, but she's so focused on the sense of belonging and wanting to be popular and liked
Mhm.
and just a normal really she wants to be a normal functioning teenager, but now she's an adult. So I don't even think she's really processing anything. She's just on this autopilot kick of getting
Yeah.
revenge and is recreating a photo from, her yearbook.
It's yeah, like she doesn't mention it, but at the same time, like she seems to understand what happened when Juliette Lewis is down there and they're talking about it, or maybe she just doesn't confront it until then. I don't know,
Could
but
be either one. Yeah.
yeah. Oh boy. But as she's giving this speech, she is going, to each of the kids who are still unconscious. Um, Opens up Chaz's shirt, takes a hot iron, puts it whoa, right there.
Oh,
Just
right on his
sizzle.
belly. And like, what did she knock them out with? Because she's literally able to do like minor surgeries on them.
Yeah, it's like fucking like, horse tranquilizers or something, or deer tranquilizers
Oof.
or something. She said
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I would keep a Great Dane knocked out for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Um, so I would have liked, yeah, and again, I would have liked to see like pull that iron up. I want to see some gooey flesh.
Yeah. It was just like a little bit of blood, like that they show like afterwards. I'm like, that didn't even look like a burn. It just looked like she finger painted with the iron.
Yeah. And she goes over to Haley, and this is pretty fucked up, starts sewing her mouth shut.
Oof.
Yeah. And goes over, and then again, like this all again, it just felt like this kind of one-off thing about like the race part. And I understand we're just like, oh,
Hmm.
well, Darrell, there can only be one black person, and it's gonna be me. So here's white paint I'm gonna paint your face with, which is pretty fucked up, but also if I had to choose between the three, right?
Absolutely,
Like
I would take the paint because you probably would have some minor skin irritation that would heal,
breathe in
you
some paint
know.
fumes maybe that might like
Hmm.
make you a little dizzy.
Yeah, and maybe she's being nicer to him because
Yeah.
he's the only other black person in town, presumably. So we never see his parents. But yeah, it's weird that they just throw that in there and really don't give much explanation.
Andy comes to and immediately is like, let me try flirting with her. Let's see if this works.
I love that he goes straight to that. Like he doesn't even think about it. He's like,
He's a
I know
lover.
she's into me.
Yeah. He's like, hey, well, let's cut this out. Let's make out a little bit. And she does. They like make out for a little bit. It's
Oh,
very,
of
oh
course
boy.
she would. Yeah, she's a total fucking weirdo perv. So she's not gonna pass up the opportunity to feel up on this little boy.
16
Gross.
years old. Oh my God. But she also knows he's full of shit and grabs a knife and
Uh-huh.
stabs him. Um, and then this is when the cop from the beginning arrives. And again, this is when it'd be like, oh, cool, the cop's coming to save us. And then he'd be like, I wanted you guys to like me too. I let you off earlier, like have some
Hmm.
sort of, and then that's why the cops aren't getting involved as quickly as they would be, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But fucking shoots him immediately. And then like her daughter is just like, okay, I'm willing to help you drag this body inside.
Well, she makes her. She's like, get your
Well,
ass up. Like, drag, yeah.
I think at that point I'd be like, I don't know, mom. There's
Drag your own dead bodies.
I hear people screaming downstairs. I'm dragging dead bodies now. I don't know. I don't think I should. I don't want to be an accessory to killing a cop. I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, geez. But
She get away
um,
with it after all the abuse and,
yeah,
being forced to by your parents. She's underage. She's good.
yeah. And she just tells her kid. She's like, oh, she tells Jeannie, like, yeah, just go fuck off. I'm gonna go back downstairs. All right, everybody, group photo. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
And just makes Maggie like carry, like, drag all the bodies of like everyone who's like kind of starting to wake up a little bit, like
Hmm.
just to have this like group photo on this couch. I'm like,
So
why are we
weird.
doing this?
Yeah.
Um, in this moment, Maggie finds an opening, and tries to fight back. And then it kind of like again, the movie is really only like 2 more minutes here because it kind of escalates. Well, I mean, I guess it's escalated quite a bit, but it does jump up pretty quick. We're now like, you know, all of a sudden, fucking, you know, she fucking kicks something out under Maggie. Maggie's now fucking like hanging, strangling from her
Hmm.
collar, right? Haley's come to, realizes she can't open her mouth. Ma runs up the stairs, but then Jeannie's there to like knock her unconscious, which
Hmm.
also knocks something over that sets the place on fire.
Yeah. So
And
fast,
then,
everything happens.
yeah. Meanwhile, during all of this, the mom wakes up and Maggie's mom wakes up and she's just like, "Hey, babe, where are you?" And then clearly it's like, oh fuck, she's not here. She's got to be at
And she
Ma's
took my
house.
car.
Yeah. So she fucking good on Stu. Stu's like, I'll fucking save some kids. Let's go.
I love Stu for that.
Yeah. So they go and they're able to get like, the hatch open, the basement hatch open, to start getting people out. And then you have this moment between Juliette Lewis and Ma, who is also I guess it's just like kind of like I'm just going down with the ship, like as everything's burning
Hmm.
down around her, and then keeping Jeannie with her, and
Oof.
then yeah, which is rough, and
Yeah.
then and then this is when Juliet Lewis does her like, hey, I'm sorry, I should have done something, but then also I'm just like, I don't know, yeah, you do have to fucking live with that, like
Yeah.
I don't know, I just hearing you're sorry right now is not enough,
Yeah.
um. So, but that's not a win, not really a win-win situation there.
No.
So this is when Maggie like then like grabs a knife, stabs Ma, and is just like, "Well, I'm not like my mother." And then something else I forget. It's like, "Oh,
Hmm.
and I'm not weak."
Yeah. I'm assuming
Sure.
she's saying that because she's like, I'm not gonna let you like burn your daughter to the ground like with you. She went out of her way to stab Ma and save Jeannie.
Yeah.
So she did do something.
Jeannie's able to escape. Ma's just like, all right, fucking you all get fucked. Fine, go, go, go. I'm just gonna fucking walk upstairs and
Burn with my dead
just
boyfriend.
burn with my dead boyfriend. Yeah, dude, she like, you see everybody outside being like, God, what the fuck? And I it was so funny because you see like everyone like, oh my god, just like holding like their wounds and shit and recover. And then you got Darrell just sitting there just like fucking completely white. He looks his face completely white like he's fucking Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit. And just sitting there like, but he's like in the background, so you don't really see him, but he's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I
What is this on?
presumably they'd all still be like a little drugged up. Like I'm hoping
Yeah.
for Haley's sake that she can't feel her mouth even though
Oh,
she's
yeah.
awake. That's like one of my worst fears. Like every time I see that in a movie where they sew someone's mouth shut, oh God, no thank you. And she can have scars for the rest of her life on her fucking around her mouth.
Yeah, and then Ma just fucking goes upstairs to her dead, Andy's dad, just crawls into bed, cuddles with him, and yeah, fuck.
Yeah, little necrophilia to end her life.
Yeah, oh, jeez. But yeah, yeah, Ma's dead. Okay, we did it. Jeannie
We
is
didn't see her
orphaned.
die.
True. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we don't have a Ma 2 yet, but maybe.
Maybe Ma too could be with Jeannie.
Maybe. I don't know. I've had Jeannie be like, I don't. Can someone take me to a salon? First things first.
Yeah,
First of all, can someone here be my mother? And then two, can you take me to a salon,
and then
please?
Mom, can you take me to the salon because I was
And then
getting
to a doctor.
home haircuts for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, and to a doctor. Salon first, then to the doctor.
Yeah. I mean, and that's basically it. Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so.
Fuck. There we go.
It's a
Um,
long movie. This movie's unnecessarily long.
it is. I think you could have cut a good amount of this out and it would have been
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Hmm. I don't know. Well, before I get ahead of myself, Natalie, what are the taglines for this movie?
There are two taglines for this movie. They're both dumb.
Okay.
So the first one is Welcome to Maz.
Okay.
That's fine. The second one is Get home safe.
Yeah. I think I would have liked like don't let her drink alone, kind of something like that.
Oh yeah, that would have been fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Something a little bit more ominous, right?
Right. Yeah, they're fine. I don't know. That's kind of underwhelming.
It's very underwhelming. Yeah, I agree. I feel like it could have had some more fun taglines, but I say that every time and then have no backups.
Yeah. Well,
So
at
I'm
least
just
I
talking
offered one.
shit. You did. You did. Good job.
What's your boost score?
Ooh, okay. I chose this movie. We didn't share that. I did choose this movie not because I remembered liking it in particular, but because I feel like I see a lot of it on the internet. Like in the horror community. There's a lot of Ma references, and Scary Movie 6 literally has Regina Hall in a wig that looks just like Ma's hair as like a nod
That's fun.
to this movie. Yeah. So I feel like it has had some sort of impact. And conceptually, I do like this movie. Again, I wish they would have dug more into the complacency of you know, the sexual assault and what Sue Ann goes through. And I wish they would have delivered all of the story in a different way. I don't make films, but I feel like there was a better way to tell this story. It didn't need to be a surprise to the end that Ben was the asshole. So I wish that would have been delivered differently. And I wish they would have dug a little bit more into the racial aspects of things. I know nobody wants to hear racial slurs or anything on screen for the most part, and we didn't need that. But you could have easily have seen her being othered in a very clear way that isn't just like, oh, you're a fucking nerd, because the racial aspect I do think is important, and it feels like it just kind of got pushed out of the plot. So that aside, I think all the acting is pretty good, even from the kids. And I do like Haley's character a lot. I didn't really mention a lot of her. I think all of her lines are really fun. I think that she has a really fun personality. I feel like everyone knows a girl like that in high school. Um, and I also enjoyed Octavia Spencer as Ma. I think she's fantastic. So I just wish this movie was more fun, and I wish there were more kills throughout. Like, even if we got to some kills 40 minutes in would be perfect. 45 minutes even. I don't think you really see much until maybe the last half an hour of this movie. So it feels long because of that. Because I looked at the runtime, it's actually only an hour and 39. I thought it was like an hour and 50 minutes long. So I'm gonna give this movie, I almost gave it one boo, but there are some things that I like. I'm gonna give it a one and a half.
Wow, that is lower than I thought you would give it.
Really? It is? Okay. What's
Yeah,
your boo score?
because I am gonna go a little higher.
Okay.
I I mean, I think the movie is still fun. And again, it's really
Yeah.
carried by Octavia Spencer and then also the kids not being awful.
Hmm.
I mean, and
They're just
clearly
dumb.
Maggie and Haley get the most to do. Um, really would have loved to swap out, maybe swap out Chaz or Andy with the pastor girl. Just give her
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
a
we
little
did.
more of her.
That's something you left out. She gets hit with the iron on the back of the head. So we don't know if she lives or not. I
Right.
don't know if we saw her running out, but she's there at that the final party on a collar, to which I was like, oh,
Oh
she's
yeah,
really not one of the original group, but maybe she just stuck around too long.
yeah. Did they pull her out of the house when it was on
I
fire?
don't
I
know.
hope
We
so.
should go back
Oh
and look.
no.
But yeah, I agree. Like maybe we only needed because Andy is Maggie's love interest.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Darrell
need
is
any.
your one black kid in the group, so we had to have him. And then Chaz could have been swapped out for the pastor's daughter.
I'm gonna have swapped out Andy because I like Chaz as a catalyst. Like he's just the dickhead that will escalate things by
Yeah,
being dumb.
but then somebody's got to be Ma's obsession. So it's
Mm,
Chaz.
make the relationship between. No, I don't know. I was like, make the relationship between Maggie and Haley, but then and have her be jealous of that. I don't know, but I get the connection because it's the son of the, you know, Andy's dad, right? So that helps. I don't know. Well, it still makes it a little too convenient though.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I am gonna give this. See, I was bouncing between a two and a two and a half. I'm gonna give it
Okay.
a two though.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, it's watchable. I'd certainly recommend it if just to watch sometime. If it was on in a hotel room, I don't.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
it
leave it
depends.
on.
If it was in the back half, I'd be like, all right, I'll just watch this
Yes.
just to catch the end of this.
Yes, but from the beginning, no. I think that's why
Yeah.
I gave it a one and a half because I don't think this is super rewatchable. As I was watching it, I was like, oh, that's why I haven't watched this again because we
Mm.
spend so much time on the front half, you know, just doing weird repeat behaviors, even. Like she goes through the same, oh, I upset the kids and now I have to lure them back in. Oh, and then I upset the kids and now Haley sent a message and I have to lure them back in. Like we could have cut out probably one of those sequences and it would have been fine.
Tighten that up a bit. Yeah. Dang, that's all I got. Anything else you got?
That's it.
Hmm. Well, do you think, well, and then maybe just kind of a warning to you as a mother of a child who will be a teenager at some point.
Ooh, yeah, getting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. If he ends up being a real fucking dork, are you gonna lock him in the attic and invite kids over to party?
Oh, he already is locked in. So
There you go. So
he's locked in the attic right now.
just refreshed
Not
the
at
buck
school.
just refreshed the bucket of fish heads for him to eat.
Ew.
Yeah.
No, I think movies like this, when I watch movies like this and I see how dumb these teenagers are, I feel worried, but then I reel it in just a little bit because I mean, maybe I can't speak for everybody, but I knew you as a teenager, as we've said a couple times in this episode alone, and I know myself as a teenager, the stupid mistakes that I was making weren't putting me in danger with strange people. Like, I definitely had a sense of stranger danger, but in a healthy way.
We were the stranger danger generation, yeah.
We were. So I I think there's a false sense of safeness because of cell phones being in everybody's pockets and the fact that a lot of parents do track their kids' whereabouts. But as someone who doesn't feel comfortable tracking someone without their consent, I don't think I would go that route. So I worry, but I feel I believe in kids a little bit. Like as long as they're being good for the most part and they're being kind, like that's the most important thing. You can go drink with your friends. It's fine. Just don't drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think that's a good PSA as I could come up with, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Take care, everybody. If you meet any single adults in your life, just check if they got someone up in there in the attic. Just check,
Yeah.
you know?
If they tell you not to go upstairs, something's wrong.
Yeah, if someone tells you don't go upstairs,
Hmm.
maybe just leave.
Yeah, just leave.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, everybody. Take care. Three, two, one, ghost.
Thanks for listening to our episode on Ma. If you'd like to keep the party going, you can subscribe to our podcast and leave a 5 boo review on whichever platform you choose to listen. You can find us on Instagram at 321 Ghost Pod and give us a follow. We would love to hear your thoughts on the film or a recommendation of a movie you'd like to hear us talk about. Follow us on Letterboxd at 321 Ghost Pod to see our boo scores on all of the movies we've covered so far. Next week, we're disappearing, and it's not because we took the week off. We'll be discussing 2000's Hollow Man. Thanks again for listening. And remember not to drink your Mike's Hard Lemonade or Jaeger or Fireball alone. 3, 2, 1, ghost.